Scotch for Dummies.
And we are here to invite you to pull up a chair to our bar while we review the Old Pulteney 21 and hopefully share some information to help you find a bottle and get one yourself.
Dudes, I am so excited.
I am too.
I need more information on this.
So who knows anything about Old Pulteney?
Well, I know it's a bottle of awesome. How about that?
1826, Old Pulteney opens in Wick, Scotland.
Wick, Scotland?
At that time, there were no roads to Wick, Scotland.
Why not?
So how'd they get there?
By boat.
Oh.
It was a fishing village.
Gotcha.
Fast forward 1826. Fast forward to 1930.
You should pour.
There were 8,000 fishermen in Wick at the time, and they would drink 500 gallons of whiskey a day.
I could definitely live
81 bars.
So it was like a Thursday.
It was a
typical Thursday night for us.
So Old Pulteney had to close at that point because some teetotalers said, "Hey, we want to do this, whatever." So eventually, Old Pulteney reopened in 1951 and has been making good quality Scotch ever since. Now, when he gets done pouring, you want to look at the bottle.
I like that pour.
Damn.
Sorry.
I'm getting robbed. No,
Oh, I'm getting robbed too.
What are you talking about?
One of the things that is unique about Old Pulteney is their stills have this great big onion on the top of their still.
Yeah.
It's represented in their
All
bottle.
the bottles have this.
Yeah,
right?
so that's what the bottle
So their bottle has this great big onion on the top of it. What this does is tends to impart a more oily character to the Scotch. So we would expect that this being in ex-sherry, ex-bourbon casks for 21 years.
Wow.
21 years.
Where did this bottle come from?
I'm going to tell you, it's by one of our best guys ever.
This bottle was definitely made possible. 100% of this bottle came from a patron, and we owe him a huge shout out.
You are the man. This guy right here.
That dude.
How about that?
I'm so excited about it.
We have had this for about, I don't know, a month or so. Maybe
about a month. It took us a little while to get. Let's
hard
be
to
honest,
find.
folks. It's
Only
discontinued.
It's actually discontinued.
It's a discontinued bottle. So,
And actually, the first place we tried to get it from said they had it, and they didn't have it.
Right.
Oh yeah, here's your receipt. Oh yeah, by the way, we didn't include that other one.
The interesting story background on this is we did not do anything with Old Pulteney for a very long time.
Over 2 years.
Yeah.
We didn't touch it.
I pulled the trigger on the 12. I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, whatever. Delicious, right? We all loved it. I think it was on my whiskeys of the year last year.
Value.
Yeah.
Right.
That was our first entry into Old Pulteney.
Oh, candy.
So we're like, what is this?
We love this so much, and then Tom even told us, you guys gotta get the 21, and then bam, we got
we're like, okay, we'll save up for it.
All right. Enough talking. Let's smell this stuff.
Let's get to it.
I already smelled it. It's awesome.
So you can tell there's sherry in there. You can tell there's bourbon cask. I mean, it's really, even the nose is well balanced with respect to the two different caskings.
And this is 46, right?
46% ABV.
I
love when Sean pours.
Natural
Those
color?
are huge.
Is it natural color? I don't know.
I can't guarantee that.
It doesn't
Sweet,
look,
full body.
I mean, if it is,
It's got a wonderful
nice
nose.
color. Yeah. Malty.
Yeah. Man, I love the smell of that.
Sweet malty.
Ex-Fino sherry cask.
Ex what?
Ex-Fino sherry.
What else you guys got on this thing? A little bit of alcohol.
It's not chill filtered, but I don't see anything about coloring. So
Well, that's no surprise. It's 46%. I mean, anything 46 and above
There's no
doesn't
need
need a chill
Because
filter.
I mean, that's ultimately that chill. The non-chill filtering generally leads to a better mouthfeel, that better body and protein and all that kind of stuff in there.
Wow, this smell is amazing.
So yeah, it doesn't say anything about the coloring. So I'm just not can't
If you
necessarily.
want a rich, malty Scotch on the nose, this is it. Man,
it's got figs and
raisins.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little floral too.
yeah, it's got a sweetness about it, and it is amazing.
You can let that sit on your tongue, and yeah, those figs and those plums and raisins are all coming out in that flavor. Oh man, it's good.
Got a bit of the kick and the burn.
I don't
it
think
tastes
so.
well.
God, it's sweet and malty.
It's
Oh,
really
there's your
sweet.
figs. You got your figs now.
The sherry is really a dominant flavor here. The bourbon cask is not putting much in. I'm getting a lot of that sherry more than anything
What a
else.
smooth finish too. Good lord.
And it lingers forever. For a non-peated Scotch, it just hangs out.
It's almost a candied.
Yeah.
It is
Fig.
almost a
Kinda is
candy
like a candy
fig,
fig.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Really
sweet.
sweet.
Now, did you guys say price? Did I miss it? I mean, it's not cheap.
$180, give or take.
Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah, something like about 180. I think shipping,
wasn't
'cause we had to order it online, so I think we paid somewhere around, I'm gonna say 190, and then shipping, whatever that was.
Right.
Figure $20-$30.
Yeah, that varies from site to site. So
So a little over 200. Probably.
totals, yeah,
220.
if you can find it, and
Good
we'll
luck.
get
That's
into
really
whether we say that's worth it or not here in a minute, right?
A nose,
Ooh, yeah, I'm getting more bourbon out of that nose.
definitely more bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah. More cask.
I'm getting a little spice on the finish.
You know what the best part
there's
is?
I'm getting a spice.
Cayenne pepper going on in those.
That's
now.
yeah. There's a little bit of spice. I'm gonna say heat, but heat from spice, like a hot spice in there, not an alcohol.
I think you're crazy.
Ah, man, it's sweet too.
You know what I like best about this review so far? Drew let me pour.
I know. Half the damn bottle's gone.
That was on purpose.
Who's a dummy now?
Who's a dummy now?
Right? Oh man.
That
All right,
water
so
helped a lot.
I like
I haven't
the water
touched the
on
water on it yet at all.
I like
Have you
the
put
water
water on
on
it
it.
yet?
Yep.
I'm ready.
Well then,
Drew's got a number.
pull up a chair, folks. Here it
Tom,
comes.
I love you, dude. You're the best. Thank you so much for supporting us.
We owe you.
I appreciate that. That was an awesome gesture. You were the man, and I'm glad we finally got a chance to review this for you. Wonderful scotch. Amazing scotch. 21 years of golden goodness. It's expensive, but I mean, 21 years. I mean, you're going to pay for some good stuff there, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to compare it to anything yet, but nose is uber malty. I said lemongrass earlier. A little bit of sweetness, a little caramel maybe. I can stand with your cotton candy a little bit, that refined sugar. I got a little bit of that. Neat on the palate, enjoyable, very rich maltiness, quick finish is what I said earlier. Now with water, I think it really calmed down the nose too much. I actually preferred it neat on the nose without the water. With the water, I preferred it because the lingering, that smoothness was stronger. Had a longer lasting
On the palate?
on the palate.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. So I really enjoyed this one. Gosh, I would love to have a bottle at my house, but I don't know if I can afford it. I'm gonna give this one a 3.5.
I don't know.
It's a great
I don't even
scotch.
think about it when it comes to the number like that. So
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. I was going to call total BS on your cayenne thing, and then I started tasting cayenne. So
I
here's the
plant
deal.
that there. Who's the dummy now?
So I loved everything about this neat. It was sweet. If you don't like sweet whiskeys,
Right.
this is not going to be for you.
Right.
That Fino sherry cask gave it an extra punch up on the sherry. But I really enjoyed it. I mean, I could have just sat there and drank 3 glasses without even thinking about it. It went down smooth, even at 46%. And it had all of those classic flavors that you think of when you think of a deep, rich sherry scotch. With the water, it did tone down the sweetness a little bit. It made it a little bit more approachable, I think, for a lot more people. Because it was almost like candy sweet.
Yeah. Cloyingly sweet.
With
Really?
the water, it was sweet, but it wasn't quite that sweet. And it did bring out some of that cayenne
Some
pepper.
of that pepper.
And I started
Yeah.
thinking of, I made a dish that had like a maple syrup cayenne glaze. And so it was sweet, but it just had a little hint of the
I could do
heat on
last
the
week,
back.
too.
And that's what it reminded me
Thursdays,
of.
I do that.
Cayenne glaze is a good
I
one.
do. I do maple.
But I did it for a steak, and it was really good. But that's what it was reminding me of. It had that sweet, but it also had that little bit of heat to just kind of give it a little something extra. So to me, it brought out a little bit of. I was surprised by that with the water because neat. I didn't get any of that. So I love this. I know it's a little expensive, but then again, it's 21 years old and it's discontinued.
Right.
So now you're going to start seeing the market play a role in the pricing of it.
Especially.
So really, for $200, I don't think it's that bad. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I love everything about this glass.
Roger.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, I'm going to start with a thank you to Tom. This is an incredible bottle, Tom, and we didn't get it without you, so I appreciate you very much. I'm going to start with my number as well and say 3.5, but let me tell you why. And I agree with what both of you are saying. I'm going to talk through neat, the nose. I love the maltiness on the nose, and it was sweet. You can smell sugar in there. neat. The palate was it was rich. It was a mouthful. It was a lot of flavor in there, and I really like that. It doesn't sneak up on you. You just take a drink and you're like, man, there's a lot of full flavor in there. I thought that the alcohol content was not a problem at all, 46%. I didn't think it was hot going down or anything. I could have drank it neat with you on. We can finish the bottle right now, you and I can. I know we can do that.
Can we?
I put no, they're not gonna let us. I put water on it, and interestingly enough, it did change it a little bit. I think it didn't change the nose that much. On the palate, it softened it up. Yeah, it took a little bit of the sweetness away and softened it up, brought out the spice big time, which I'm fine with because I enjoyed the flavor of it. So I like the fact that it was one way. With the water, it had a few subtle changes, but it was also enjoyable. So to me, it gives me options with this drink, right? I can have it neat one way, or I can put the water on it and I'm going to get something different. I absolutely loved it. I'm not going to knock it at all for the price. $21. Honestly, I've been spending a lot of time, guys, looking at price points on some of your independent bottlers and stuff, and it's pretty fair and par for the course to just say $10 a year. I mean, especially when you get into some of those independent bottlers, you're going to pay $90 for a 9-year-old. You know, $100 for a 10-year-old.
Yep.
Yes. And so this was $200 of a discontinued bottle, and it's a 21-year-old. I'm fine with the price. So I'm okay with it. I wish it were cheaper because I don't want another bottle. But
You can appreciate the price.
right. So I'm a 3.5 and leaning on the heavy side, 3.5 plus. I actually I wish I could afford this, and I wish it were around more to have this on my bar. It's
Honestly,
really
I would have given it a 4, except that it's discontinued, and I know people can't go out and get it.
It's
Because I was leaning towards 4.
You know,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with this.
It's
glass.
delicious. I absolutely love it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of flavor in there. You're gonna get something out of it. So 3.5, huh? I mean, it's 3.35s. No pressure on you, brother.
No pressure. Okay, so let's start with this neat. Neat was it was too much sherry for me, and so I think Scotch Chest Dummies would blow up with this bottle because it's a sherry bottle.
Yeah.
Yes, he would.
It really is. But the thing I loved about this is you added the water and it brought up the bourbon influence over the sherry, or it balanced it better, and then it became a really nice dram.
It's a good
Because it's got a little bit of that sweetness, but you got a little bit of that sour is the wrong term, but it's a little bit you get a little more oak, a little more of that bourbon flavor out of that, and and the malt it really balanced it better for me. My palate, I like the heavy peated. This is not my wheelhouse, but they do a nice job if you add a little bit of water. I've never seen a Scotch change that well and bring up a whole different influence. Not just water down the primary, but brought up another one. So I have to say that's a really special talent in this bottle. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well because of that ability to really adapt. You know, we talk about drink Scotch the way you want it. I don't know if I would drink this neat. It's not for me. But if you add a little water, it makes it really
I
good.
agree with your adaptability, and I appreciate it in the fact that it gives me an option on how to drink it. I liked it both neat and with water.
Yeah.
So when I pour a glass of this, I actually have what am I in the mood for?
Yeah.
I get 2 different drinks out of this bottle. As opposed to a lot of bottles, I go to them because that's the mood I'm in. That's it, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
Well,
What do you
I can
got?
do the math on this one.
He's no dummy. Well,
3.25.
What?
Says the
3.5.
engineer.
all
3.5
day
all
long.
around, guys. This is delicious. Thank you again, Tom.
Thank you,
It's
Tom.
a great bottle,
Thank you,
great
man.
complexity, multiple flavors. Don't put this in Scotch and soda.
I'm curious. I'm going to throw the question out there for folks that are watching and in the comments. Is this something that you guys have seen in restaurants on menus or in bars on a menu somewhere? I mean, because
Yeah.
if you can't find the bottle, that's fair. It's going to be harder and harder to find. But if you find this at a bar, consider pulling the trigger. I'm sure it's going to be a pricey dram, but you got to try it because it is gone, and
And
you
if
want
you
to
do
be able
see
to
it, list them the pricing, just out of curiosity.
throw it in the
Yes.
comments just so we can keep an eye on tracking a little bit. Because if we cross another bottle,
We know what it costs at our bar.
we're probably going to pull the trigger on it just because we know it's it's few
Yeah.
far between. She's a gone girl, so
3.5s all around, guys.
There you go.
Every Thursday we are live.
Cheers.
Subscribe. Hit the like button right now. Guys,
And
awesome.
click the bell, too.
Click the bell. Yeah, that's right.
yeah. So you know when we go live.
Yep.
Every Thursday. All right,
Pull up a
guys.
chair.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Lunch.
Cheers, gentlemen.